everyone, thanks for joining us on our YouTube channel at Flippin' Hippos. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo. Today is December 25th. It is Christmas, so Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of our subscribers. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. My gift to you guys today is going to be giving you my daily routines that I do each and every day to accomplish everything I need to accomplish. This is one of the most requested videos I get. I get daily messages and emails and posts in the Facebook group asking me to show everyone my daily routine, to show them how I go about my day and in what order I do things in order to get everything done. I do have a lot on my plate. Most of you guys know that. Between reselling and YouTube and all of the social media, writing guides every day. I have a lot on my plate, so for me it's super duper important that I have really good routines and schedules in place. If you watched yesterday's video, I went over how to create a routine for yourselves that you can start following now going into the new year to set you up for success. If you haven't watched that one, I highly recommend you do. I'll have it pop up at the end for you so you can just click on it and go watch that one. But today I'm going to share with you mine. Now, I also get a lot of requests to kind of video my day, kind of like a day in the life of Star. But I think that's going to be too complicated because I don't always do everything in the same exact order, and I don't do things at specific times. That's another question I get. Like, how do I schedule everything? Do I do things at a certain time? And the answer is no. I work for myself from home for a reason so that I can have flexibility. I do have a disability. I do live with chronic pain and chronic migraines. So there are days where I'm less productive or I just don't work at all because I just feel awful or my pain levels are too high. I also suffer from chronic insomnia, and so my sleeping patterns aren't always the same. There's days where I wake up at 7. There's some days where I sleep until 10 or 11, depending on the night before. Those of you that suffer from chronic pain and or chronic insomnia, you know how that goes, especially if you have both of them together. There's nights where you'll not be able to sleep till 3 or 4 in the morning, and then sometimes you're just tired and you go to sleep at 11 or at midnight. So between all of the insomnia and the pain and the disability and the fact that I kind of just want to do what I want to do, and that's why I work from home and why I'm my own boss. I'm not that strict on my schedule. I don't start work at the same time every day. I don't do things at a specific time. I'm not that strict with myself, but I do have a list every day of things that I want to accomplish in a specific order, and I try to get everything on that list checked off every single day. I try really hard. There's days where I get through everything and I'm done early and I can go watch a movie or watch a show or spend some time with Keith or read a book, you know. And then there's days where I'm going all day and it hits 10 o'clock when it's time for me to start on my Posh, and I just have to let it go. So I would say 90% of the time when I'm not dealing with chronic pain or bad days or migraines, I can get everything done. It's not often that I get everything done early and have spare time, but it's also not that often that I run out of time and don't get everything done. It just kind of depends on the day. But I'm not that strict with myself, and I want to stress that a lot because I know a lot of my viewers also suffer from chronic illness or some kind of chronic pain or disability, and you can't beat yourself up and you can't be hard on yourself when you have your bad days. But when you're having your good days, you do need to be more diligent. You need to work extra hard, and you need to make up for the days that aren't so good. So let's jump into Star's morning routine. Yesterday's video, I told you guys, if you have like a morning routine that's basically the same every day, you don't have to have this, you don't have to rewrite the same thing 7 times. So as you can see, I just have a page that says morning routine. So every morning I get up, I wake up, and I have a glass of water and I take my meds. I read somewhere that if you have water first thing in the morning, it like kickstarts your kidneys and your liver. It's probably just good for you to have a glass of water first thing in the morning. So I like to do that before I have any coffee or anything else. I take all my medications, and then I exercise. Then I shower and dress for the day. And that verbiage is straight from Fly Lady. She says dress for the day every day. Because the theory is if you stay in your PJs all day, your mind will have the mindset that you're just lazing around in your PJs all day. But if you dress for the day, you're ready to work. After I shower and dress for the day, I have a protein shake every morning. I usually kind of do that while I'm dressing. So like after my shower, I'll make the shake and I drink on it while I do my makeup and hair. I make pretty good protein shakes. I use bananas and I put coffee and chocolate stuff in there. They taste like they're healthy for you. They're really healthy for me. If anybody's interested in a protein shake, let me know in the comments and I can actually do one of the Hungry Hippo videos for you guys and show you the different coffee ones I make, and then I make like milkshakey ones with yogurt. They either taste like frappes or milkshakes, and they're really good for you. So I would be happy to show you guys how to do that. Let me know if you're interested. So then I check all of my selling platforms. Anywhere that we have any items listed, I just kind of check in. Did I have any offers sent in overnight? Did I have any messages, comments, questions I need to answer from buyers? Did anything sell? Because I need to remove it off of the other platforms, right? That's probably the most important thing I check first. Anything that sold, I take it down off other platforms. I check the messages and the comments. If anyone sent me offers, then I send offers to watchers on eBay and Mercari and offers to likers on Poshmark. Then I go into eBay and I go on the Seller Hub, and you can go into your active listings and sort them by ending soonest. Anything ending with the next 24 hours, I manually end, and then I leave that alone for a minute. I do an Instagram post. Those of you that follow us on Instagram know that every morning I put up some kind of inspirational or motivational post. Occasionally I'll put up like a funny or humorous one. Then I do a Facebook group post. We have a themed post each day in the group that people get to participate in. Sometimes it's allowing everyone to share their YouTube channels. Sometimes it's allowing people to share their listings. We have an in search of thread, a posh party once a week. But each day we have a different theme, and so I post that up for you guys every morning. Then I usually do an Amazon affiliate post. I make sure my Posh Closet is in Sydney's Posh Boss share group. Then I check for anyone asking for membership to the Facebook group and get them all approved and in. And then I go back to eBay, and all of those listings I manually ended, they're sitting in the unsolds. If any of them need tweaked, I will do them one by one by clicking sell similar. And if I'm just going to put them all back in bulk, I can do that in bulk. Then this is where it kind of gets different each day. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I refresh my entire eBay store. I have a video on that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look for, you can search on the YouTube channel for Refresh eBay Store, and I show you guys how to do that. It allegedly refreshes the eBay store and gets it to get more activity from Concedi, get it noticed, and get you a boost in searches. On Tuesdays, I kind of go through my drafts. I keep 125 drafts for auctions in there, and I delete 10 of them every Tuesday. Bye. Stuff that's over a year old, stuff that's been sitting, it's out. I delete it. I write down the location first so I know to pull it, and that's 10 items that I'm going to pull and put in a box to donate to Goodwill. And then I go to our clearance hut where we have our clearance items, and I'll choose 10 of those items, in them, go to unsolds, bulk sell similar, change everything for the auctions. There's a lot that you have to change, like the shipping, the price, the auction, all that. And then I throw those in the drafts because Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock, I'll grab those and make them live. Thursdays, I don't do anything special in the morning, but in the evening around 8 or 9 o'clock is when I do offers to likers on Poshmark. I go back 5 days and I do 20% off and the shipping discount. I go back 5 days because on Sundays, Keith goes in the morning and goes back 4 days to Thursday. Like I did it Thursday, so he's going back that far. And he offers 30% off with a shipping discount. And then 5 days later, I do the 20%. I also have a video on how we do our offers. It's kind of convoluted and a little complicated. So I did do a whole video on it explaining when we do 10, 20, and 30% off and like our reasoning behind it and how it helps our sales. And Fridays, in addition to refreshing the eBay store, I end and restart our promoted listings, and I set up all the sales, like the markdown promotions, for the coming week. All of our sales run for 2 to 3 days. They stop and then a new one starts. When you keep sales going like that all the time, it creates urgency for the buyers. When I have finished all of that day's tasks, I usually share the Posh Closet, and then I go on social media and answer any messages. I usually try to set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes because I can get lost within the social media. I'm checking the Facebook for business page for the Hippo Hut and the Liquidation Slots for Less, the wholesale business that Keith and I are doing with Casey. And I check the Instagram for both the Hippo Hut and the Liquidation Lots for Less. I just make sure that anyone that's commented, I'm commenting back. I'm messaging back people who have messaged us. So I check all the social media for both businesses and just make sure that I'm responding to people. And you guys want to be mindful of that too. If you have followers on Instagram commenting, excuse me, you should at least like their comment at the very least and make sure that you're following them back. And that's the very least. And then if you have time, comment to them. People who follow you that you don't interact with, I think it's kind of rude. I don't follow back everyone who follows me, but if you comment, if we interact with each other, I'll follow you back. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's kind of, I think it's like social media etiquette when they comment or send you a message that you respond, and make sure you're following them. Also, you can ignore like the spammy people. Like if people send you a message, do you want more followers? You can ignore them. After I deal with social media, and that includes checking in the Facebook group too. So after I check all the messages for Liquidation Lots and Flippin' Hippos, I go into the Facebook group and I kind of go down the last 24 hours and see if anyone needs help, anyone had questions where I can help with. Most of the time, you guys are on top of it. It's really awesome. Someone will post a question and 20 people have already given them really great information. You guys are the best. We have, I'm sorry, I'm biased. I'm not biased. We have the best Facebook group ever. It is a wonderful corner of the internet. So once I finish with social media, and like I said, I try to set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes. If my timer goes off and I haven't finished, I'll have to come back to it later. Then I go to YouTube comments, and I set a timer for that as well, about 10 minutes, and I hit all the new YouTube comments, and I try to comment back to everyone. And if anyone has commented back to me, I try to comment, keep the conversation going. And then I tackle emails. Emails I give myself more like 20 minutes for, because those can get pretty backed up if I don't stay on top of them. I get a lot of emails every day. Once I finish all of that, I do any store or closet reviews that I have lined up for the day. There's days where I have none and I can go right to my next task. And then there's days where I have 5 or 6 and it's going to take me a little bit more time. During all of this, if at any time I finish my protein shake, I get up, I get a glass of water, I make sure I eat lunch somewhere in there. So again, it's pretty flexible. This isn't a specific time that I have to do any of this. This is just the order I do it in. And I make sure that I get a glass of water, I go to the bathroom, I get snacks, I get lunch. I get up and stretch as well. That's very, very important for any of you with bad backs. And I would think with any kind of disability in your arms and legs too. Just make sure like once every hour or so you're stretching your arms, you're standing up. Maybe just take a lap or two around the room that you work in. Move your back side to side, roll your head a little bit side to side. They say if you sit really, really stiff at a computer for too long, it's really bad for you, even for people who are in perfect health. So for those of us who aren't in perfect health, it's pretty important. So just keep that in mind, or maybe every time you get up to get a drink or go to the bathroom, that's when you think, I'm going to stretch a little bit. Stretch your arms, move your back, Really important to move your neck if you're working at a computer a lot. Just kind of back and forth. Take a couple laps around the room. Get your blood flowing. Don't just sit for hours on end at your computer. Listen to your body. Listen. If you're thirsty, if you're hungry, if your body wants something, if you need to go to the bathroom, get up and do it. Stretch while you're at it. If you have pets, talk to them and pet them a little bit. I talk to my hamster every time I pass by her. They say that pets are really good for people, especially this is a really lonely business, right? And I say that to you guys a lot. But we work from home and most of us are alone all day by ourselves. It can be very lonely, and pets are really super good for like pet therapy. They're great listeners. They say that people who have pets that they pet and love on and talk to all the time are more healthy. So keep that in mind too, like when you're up doing your stretching or you go to get a drink. If you have a cat or a dog or a hamster, pet them a little bit and talk to them. Get some interaction with your pet and some of that pet therapy happening. All right, so once I'm through, with any store or closet reviews I have, I then check my weekly planner and see if I had any to-dos. There's like a specific day of the month I pay my bills. There's a specific day of the month I make a grocery list or a menu list, or a specific day of the week for that, not once a month. But there's like specific days of the week I do specific things. One day of the month I pay all my bills. Sometimes I have to make phone calls. Like whenever we have a return opened on eBay, I look at the deadline that the buyer has to ship it back, and I write that in my planner. And then if they haven't shipped it back, I get to call eBay and have it closed. So I didn't know if you guys knew that, and you have to call. So if they had until like the 24th to ship it and they didn't, and you don't call eBay, it will stay open for another month or two before it finally goes away. It's ridiculous. And then the buyer can still mail it back next month, way past the limit. So if you have to call the day after. If you call in the day of the due date, they kind of tell you, too bad, too sad. Call back tomorrow because they have until the end of the day today. So I always write down the day after in my planner. So if they had until the 24th to return a blue hat, I would write on the 25th, check blue hat return. And at this point I would check, and if he hasn't returned it, I give eBay a call. But this is like the time of the day where I deal with personal things. If I need to call in prescriptions, call eBay, pay bills, anything like that. And then I have daily routines from here. You see how busy my day is so far? We've just gotten through my morning routine, and now I'm getting down to my daily stuff. So I have the morning routine that's the same every single day, and then I have stuff broken down weekly. Now, I did mention in yesterday's video that my bullet journal is a combination of a planner, a journal, a bullet journal, and the control journal that Fly Lady has you do on her system. I highly recommend you guys check out Fly Lady. So my daily things have my chores on them, household stuff, as well as work. So if it's Monday, once I'm done the whole morning routine, I'm going to steam anything that needs steamed. So if we had sourced any plush over the weekend, new with tags items, dry clean only, or if during the week I had found items that were really wrinkled and set them aside, this is when I steam everything. And then I take and set a timer for an hour and take photos of plush and or any hard goods I have that I need photographs of. Then I list 10 items on eBay. And around this time is when Keith gets home, so we do our shipping. That is at a specific time. That's like the one thing at 2:30 I stop whatever I'm doing and I create the list of everything that needs pulled. So when Keith gets home, he can get it pulled. And then I sit here and wrap everything. He helps me and we take the shipping up. When I get back from shipping, I do the Instagram post of our packages for the day. I answer any eBay questions that we had gotten since that morning, or if they were questions on an item we had to pull. So that part in the morning where I said I'm answering questions, if someone asks for measurements, that gets held off. That item gets pulled when we pull shipping. Then when we get back, I can do measurements and answer the questions. If we had any returns, you guys know we have a post office box and all of our mail goes there. So when we drop our shipping off, if any returns came in, this is when we get them. So when I get home, I take care of that, refund them, check the item over, check the item over first, and then I refund them. And then I do another 15-minute timer on social media. And then I share the Posh Closet again. And anything, if they're having a party, if I have anything that's in that party, I share it to the party. And then this is usually when we take a break. We have dinner together. We'll watch a TV show together. In good weather, we'll go for a walk. After that's when I do my what sold on eBay video. And I pay eBay this day, and we get all of our Monday's like payday around here. We pay our eBay, we request our money from other platforms and all of that. I do that while the video uploads, so it's easy for me to remember. If my what sold video is uploading, it's time to request money. Then while the video, when I finish that, the video has to export and then it has to upload on YouTube. For those of you that don't understand, that's okay. So like, it just takes a while. That's what you need to know. So then we clean out the fridge. Keith takes out the trash because pickup's Tuesday morning. So I throw all the bad food out Monday night to go out Tuesday morning, so it's not sitting around the house. Like, I clean the fridge the night before trash goes out. Then I sweep and mop the kitchen. And then if I have spare time, this is where I might take a little bit of time off, or I might work if I'm working on a project like the plush guide I'm working on now. And then at 10 o'clock, I do my Posh Party routine. I also try to do one bin a day of inventory. You guys have been hearing me talk about that a lot. I'm trying to go through our bins and double check all of our inventory. I try to do one bin a day in the evening if I have time. If I don't, that's okay. I don't get too hard on myself. And then at 10 o'clock, I do my Posh routine. That consists of cross-posting using List Perfectly 10 items to Poshmark. I share my entire closet to the party. I share 250 items from the tabs to my followers. Then I list another 5 items using List Perfectly, share my entire closet to my followers, and if I have time, I share another 100 items from the party. This usually takes from about 10 till midnight, and that's when I wash my makeup off, climb into bed, grab a book, read myself to sleep. The only difference throughout the rest of the week is Tuesday, my photographs are of women's tops instead of plush. And I have a live show instead of a what sold video. And typically Keith helps me sweep and mop the eBay room that night. Everything else is the same. Wednesday, I try to do the video first thing after my morning routine before I do my photos. I used to do a live haul video on Wednesdays, but we're not sourcing right now. So I try to do something different. And then I will measure 20 pairs of jeans, but I don't do any photos. And Wednesday nights, we go grocery shopping. So Keith and I will make a menu for the coming week and a grocery list together over dinner, like while we're eating. Then we go grocery shopping. He helps me bring it in and put it away. We make sure the kitchen is clean and the dishes are done. That's the only difference. Thursdays, I try to do a video right after the morning routine. Then I take photos of those 20 pairs of jeans that I just measured. And Thursday nights, I clean the bathroom. And I do the offers to likers on Poshmark in the evening. And Fridays, I don't take any photos, so I do a video. And I don't take any photos, and instead of listing 10 items to eBay, I do 20. So I try to list a little bit extra on Fridays just to get the momentum going for the weekend. And Keith vacuums the bedroom Friday evening, so I kind of get the night off from chores. So even though I have like different things, it's basically the same every day. That morning routine I talked about, and then it's basically after the morning routine, it's a video, it's photos, it's listing, and then my Poshmark routine at night. It's just a different chore each day that I do around the house, and a different item that I'm photographing or working on for the store. I've talked about that before. I have to do different things. I can't do the same thing all the time or I get bored. And as far as doing a different chore each day, that is from the Fly Lady system. And then on the weekends, we just kind of do whatever needs done. I don't really follow this routine so strictly, not the morning routine or any of it. Weekends we usually set aside for sourcing, any accounting we need to catch up on, any projects that we haven't done in a while. We try to go to the movies at least once a month together on the weekend. We try to go out to eat and have a date night. We organize stuff. It's kind of like the weekends is for all the stuff we never have time for during the week. And that's basically my routine. And it sounds like a lot. It sounds like I'm doing 1,000 things a day, and I probably am doing 1,000 things a day. But because I do it in the same order every day, that morning routine, and then because depending on the day of the week, I do the next set of stuff in the same exact order every day, it doesn't feel like I'm doing that much work. And a lot of the stuff I do on timers, so I quit whether I'm done or not. You just have to know when your timer's done, you're done. You get up and walk away, you'll finish it later. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand. If you start a project, you don't have to finish it. You could work on your inventory, one bin a day for 3 months if that's what it takes, and you only do one bin a day rather than spending an entire day on doing your inventory. Like I said, that's what a lot of people don't understand. You can get more accomplished in one day if you're doing a tiny bit of all the big things and you're just tackling just a little chunk of it. Set a timer. I have a lot of emails. I work on them once or twice a day for 15 minutes and I get through what I can get through. Same with social media. I don't want to spend an entire day on email or an entire day on inventory, because then I'm not listening, then I'm not taking photos, then I'm not doing a video, then I'm not working on my projects. So I have learned how to do a little bit on a lot of it every single day, and then I get all the things done and I get more things done, and I just chip away at the big projects a little bit at a time. So again, if you didn't watch yesterday's video, I super recommend it for you guys. I kind of tell you how to break your life down and think through it, make a couple of lists, and create a routine like I have. I am super busy every day. I'm not going to say it sounds like I am. I am. But remember, there's days where I can't get out of bed because of my back or my debilitating migraines. So when I can stick to this and do this every single day, when I feel good, those days where I'm down for the count, it's okay, because all those other days I did all of these things. Like I said, chipped away little chunks of all of these projects. So if I have to be down for a day, it's okay, because I'm so productive when I'm feeling good. I do take a lot of breaks throughout the day. I don't always get through everything every single day. Sometimes after shipping, I have to go sit on a heating pad because my back hurts and I don't get to everything. Sometimes I have to take a pain pill and I go to sleep. Sometimes I get through everything and I'm really productive. I listen to my body. I take breaks when I need to. When I feel good, I do as much as I can. And when I don't feel good, I listen and rest. I feel like it's easier to rest for a little while when your body wants it than to keep pushing yourself, because then you're just going to get hurt worse and you're going to end up taking more time off. But yeah, I really wanted to stress that because I know I have a lot of viewers that deal with chronic pain. Make a list like mine. Start in the morning. Go as far as you can. Go as long as you can. Good days you're going to get through. Bad days you're not. And that's okay. And you don't have to do an entire project in one day. You can work on 15 or 20 different projects a day for 10 or 15 minutes at a time. And you'll get through it when you get through it. And that's another mindset that I got from the Fly Lady system, where she talks about working on timers. And, something didn't get messed up in a day or messy in a day, it's not going to get fixed in a day. Just do it 15 minutes at a time. All right, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. I know a lot of you really, really, really wanted to see my daily routine. And I didn't feel like I could actually film my entire day for you guys. I thought I would just sit down and read you my routines from my journal and kind of give you some tips and tricks and hints along the way as I went. So let me know how that went. If you guys ever really wanted to see my day, I don't know. Every day is so different though, but that's what I try to do. I just don't know that it's feasible to film my day from when I wake up to when I go to bed. It's just so so much, and so much of it is boring. But let me know what you think. Hit the thumbs up before you leave. If you haven't already, you'd like to subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. Don't forget to join our Facebook group. Link is in the description box. And you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, guys. Thank you so much for your continued support and watching us on this channel. Happy Holidays. Bye.